Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Teachers AI in-depth tutorial. We learned today about rubrics, how to make them using our AI system, and how to go about marking with them as well. So we're here in our dashboard page. Just a quick side note before we get into it. These pictures are placeholders. We are obviously still in early access, so there are some things, visuals and stuff that need to be improved, but it all kind of works. So in our dashboard, we're going to make sure we select the right class. I want the Year 4 class in this example. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to create a task here. And when we get into the creating a task, we're going to select writing. And then we're going to go through and select the information we need for this particular task. Narrative, task name we're going to call as suspense narrative. However, obviously, if you're doing something else like a poetry, you could choose whichever one you want. And the task description, as usual, is just for the teacher at the moment. So information about the task that is relevant or handy for you to know what, or to remind you what it was about. I'm just going to put in the word test for the moment. Then we're going to select the subject. Now, obviously, this is English-based. You can see we're putting this in to get ready for other content for Teachers AI in the future. But obviously, at the moment, this is for English, or if you're doing HAS, you could do something similar. And then we've already taken you through curriculum and custom before, where you can select different elements of the curriculum to mark against. But today, we're not doing that. Today, we're actually focusing on the rubric. So we're going to ask our system for the feedback type is to be rubric, and the scoring type is also going to be the rubric. And here we get two options. The first option is that we're going to talk about is uploading your own rubric, where if you have a PDF, for example, of your own rubric that you want to put in here, it will load in and the AI will use that to mark against the children's work that they create. We need to improve this because I want it to display your rubrics in our system better than it currently does. But at the moment, it does actually work in terms of the marking side of things. Then we get the Teacher AI created rubrics. So this is where we put in information about the task. And you can see it's already got a prompt ready to go to make the rubric. And this is completely editable and can be changed. But this is the default prompt that will come out. It brings the information from above here into the prompt. However, and let me actually just go through and generate the rubric now. And so what it's doing is, even though you have here waiting, it's actually typing away in the background. And there you go, there is your rubric. So this is a very default kind of orientated rubric, and we're going to open this up to get a better view of it. So you've got here the text structure, the A grade, B grade, C grade, and so forth. And we've got the point system from up here as to what each represents. You've got ideas and events, character development, vocab, and spelling and grammar. Now, if you wanted to, if you didn't like that, you can come through and change some of this. You could delete and add your own things in here. Or perhaps you didn't like it, you wanted to regenerate it. Maybe you have figurative language is the focus. Figurative language focus. And then what it will do, if I then hit generate again, is it will actually regenerate a new rubric with whatever we've popped in here as the focus for this particular rubric. And if you ever don't like something, you can just simply do that. If you don't like the overall thing, you can do that. And so you can see here we've got a much more figurative language focus using imagery, figurative language features, similes and metaphors. And you can play around with what to pop in here to get the rubric that you are wanting. And it's quite simple. That's basically it. That's how you create the task. You hit save, and now that is going to use that in its marking of student work. Okay, so here is our particular task that we've just created, and we're going to go in and view this. Now, obviously, I've got no students who have submitted anything, so I'm going to just submit a particular text I've had created by students in Year 4 for this particular task. And this is, I'm going to have a stab at in the dark and say it's about a C-level text. And I've just gone through and I've saved it for this particular student. And so if I now go into the submitted task, here is the magic forest written by this Year 4 student. I've told them to keep it particularly brief. And so with this in its system, we simply come through the generate feedback button, and it's again going to be looking at that particular rubric and the particular child's work, and it's going to be typing away in the background here, creating for us our value for the particular child. In this case, it's Paul, this particular student I've put in here is Paul. So feedback for Paul, the magic forest. Positives, great job on creating a magic setting. Paul, great idea of the idea of a magic forest with a secret path and a big tree. The door is very imaginative. Well done using the narrative element of a wish. And so you can see here is particular positives, and then you've got areas for improvement, enhance your own, use more figurative language to describe settings. Emotions, for example, instead of saying it was very pretty, you might say the room sparkled like 1,000 tiny stars. Obviously quite advanced for year 4, but the feedback is there to be trying helpful for them. And you can go through and customize and generate your own feedback. It is given to a 50%, so that's about C as for what I thought it might have been. Sometimes at the moment we have the grade not displaying correctly in the first time. If we refresh this page, it should do fix that up, which we might do now. And yep, there you go. Let's change it to a C. But yeah, and that's how it kind of works. So that's rubric marking with TeachersAI. We think it's a really great first step. We have heaps more ideas for it, but we're super excited about getting you guys onto it and giving it a go. Please let us know what you think, what you like, what you'd like to see improved. And as usual, with all this stuff, it's all completely editable, so you can go and change it accordingly. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one.